These aren't your Hall of Famers, some aren't even household names, but you can't sleep on this group of NFL legends. Strap in for episode 8 of the NFL's greatest forgotten players.
That's the home run that Warrick Dunn can get you when he's your feature back.
Every time he touches the ball, it's dangerous.
Mr. Consistency, Warrick Dunn was one of the most reliable running backs of the 2000s, over 1,000 scrimmage yards in 11 of his 12 seasons, and he's a member of the exclusive 10,000-yard rushing club.
Hand off, Warrick Dunn.
He's got running room and into the open field.
There's the speed curve.
He is gone. Warrick Dunn with the 70-yard touchdown run.
In Tampa Bay, Dunn was the lightning to Mike Alstott's Thunder, winning Rookie of the Year right out of the gate. Dunn ranks third in rushing yards in Bucs history despite just 6 seasons with the team. He was a killer in the passing game too, top 5 in catches among running backs from 1997 to 2001.
Screen pass. Warrick Dunn.
Dunn signed with Atlanta in 2002. Alongside dual threat Michael Vick, the Falcons were highly effective on the ground in that era. Dunn helped them reach the NFC title game in 2004 and had his best year in 2005, over 1,400 rushing yards at age 30.
Here's Dunn on first down, inside the 20, inside the 10, Warrick Dunn into the end zone, touchdown, 37 yards.
The quiet yet productive back remains top 20 in career yards from scrimmage. It's easy to remember Super Bowl 36 as the day Tom Brady hit national stardom and upset the vaunted Rams, but make no mistake, that 2001 team was built on defense, and one of its key leaders was safety Lawyer Milloy.
This time, safety's dropped deep. The pass over the middle, and that one's intercepted. This is Lawyer Milloy, and Milloy is down at midfield.
A rookie during New England's Super Bowl run in 1996, Milloy became an instant starter and played every game in his 7 seasons with the Pats. He enjoyed his best year in 1999, being named to his 2nd straight All-Pro team.
Intercepted! Lawyer Milloy.
One of the best free safeties in the National Football League.
2nd down and 19 for the Jets. And Testaverde gets sacked again, so the first quarter ends on a sack, and the second quarter commences with a sack, this time Lawyer Milloy on a safety blitz.
He could cover deep and play up the line just as well. While Milloy enjoyed his best years as a Patriot, he carved out a 15-year career for himself and even got some revenge on his former team.
Here's Brady for a bunch. He's got it. Open, tipped, incomplete. Milloy and Nate Clements a part of this.
And while he waits for the football, Lawyer Milloy gets an arm up and hits the football.
And Clements instead picks it off. Blitz. There goes Brady. Lawyer Milloy. Asked him yesterday, who's your best friend on offense? He didn't hesitate. Tom Brady.
Milloy played all the way until 2010, starting every game for the Seahawks at age 37. His 21 career sacks are good enough for top 10 among DBs in NFL history. Jerry Rice, Michael Irvin, Chris Carter, the 1990s were stacked with Hall of Fame talent.
Play action fake. Into the end zone. It is caught, held on, touchdown.
What a great job of knowing exactly where you are by Rob Moore.
Rob Moore isn't in the Tier 1 conversation, but he was one of the most productive pass catchers of the decade. Despite suiting up for just 2 playoff teams in his career, Moore still finished top 5 in receiving yards during the 90s.
Yep, still waiting for that big year from Blair Thomas. Here is Esiason going deep, and the hand is open. Look at the catch by Rob Moore.
What a measured athlete he is.
That's a timing pattern. Touchdown! Rob Moore with a beautiful catch.
He was no prima donna either, playing through injuries on a consistent basis. No game more notable than his 147-yard performance against the Broncos with a broken wrist in 1994.
Esiason stepping up and
After 5 years with the Jets, Moore landed in Arizona. 1997 was his peak, 208 targets. That remains a single-season record. Moore also paced the entire league in receiving.
Out of the pocket now, he is flushed and throws. It's caught for a touchdown. Rob Moore, just inside the Redskin 30. Plummer, more time. He was hit as he threw, but he nonetheless completes a wobbly touchdown pass for 29 yards into the end zone to Rob Moore from the 47. Plummer, good time, going deep. He's got a receiver. Touchdown for the third time today, Rob Moore.
The Cardinals' record that year, 4-12. Moore was consistently the focal point for opposing defensive coordinators, yet always found a way to get open.
Ball at the 8-yard line. Pressure on Cunningham. Oh, intercepted. Darren Woodson.
That's 6, baby. Nobody's touching him.
He'll go all the way. 94-yard interception returned by Darren Woodson.
Unlike Rob Moore, Darren Woodson got to join an elite team right out of college. Drafted by the Cowboys in 1992, Woodson was a big-time contributor by his second season.
Barb in a hurry, sharp, ball jarred free, and intercepted by Woodson.
From 1994 to 1996, Woodson was one of only 2 players to record at least 12 interceptions and 250 tackles. He was named to 3 straight All-Pro teams and captured 3 Lombardis in his first 4 NFL seasons.
Third down and 10 from the 37-yard line. Get rid of it. Cannell under pressure. Down he goes at the 28-yard line. Darren Woodson on a safety blitz.
Bledsoe huge, straight ahead Travis Henry. Henry across the 20 and close to the 25-yard line. And he was hit hard and driven back by number 28, Darren Woodson.
Woodson remains the all-time tackles leader in Cowboys history. His versatility was unmatched, and he always had a knack to save his best performance for the postseason.
Collins will throw. Picked off by Darren Woodson, a diving interception. Dallas ball.
Woodson's been a fixture on the Hall of Fame finalist ballot and should hear his name called to Canton soon enough.
Jerome Brown.
The first round pick from Miami passes intercepted by Jerome Brown.
You'll be tough-pressed to find a more colorful character than Jerome Brown. Coming from the University of Miami, he brought his swagger over to the Eagles. Teamed up with Reggie White, the duo feasted in Buddy Ryan's defense.
Everett goes right to work. Sacked by Jerome Brown out and right.
Yeah, I think that maybe Jerome Brown is the best defensive tackle in football. I mean, he's a big guy, he's a strong guy.
Tupa has it knocked away. Jerome Brown holds on. Brown rumbling out across the 40 before he's dragged down. Byron Evans tipped the ball out of Tupa's hands, and Jerome Brown got it and brought it back 16 more yards.
From 1987 to 1991, no team sacked the quarterback more than the Eagles. Philly used intimidation, technique, and pure strength to overpower opposing offenses. 1991 saw Brown named to a second straight All-Pro team, while the Eagles led the league in passing, rushing, and total defense.
Second down and 7, 3 wide receivers, and Aikman goes down. Jerome Brown picks up the sack and a loss of 5 yards, so Brown gets a sack and a half already.
On second and 10. Moon hit by White and then tackled by Brown. White on top and then Jerome underneath.
Police are still trying to piece together the accident that took the life of the Eagles' 2-time All-Pro.
Today, I lost a great friend. Philadelphia lost a great player. Jerome Brown died today.
Brown's NFL career only lasted 5 seasons after a tragic car accident took his life in 1992, but you can't take away his impact on the game and the city of Philadelphia. Eagles fans of the time still love him today, and the team has retired number 99 in his honor.
As Ryan Lee's pass is intercepted, and Jeremiah Trotter will run it in for for the touchdown for the Eagles as time runs out in the first half. Jeremiah Trotter returning the touchdown.
On to another Eagles legend, as Jeremiah Trotter anchored the middle of the defense for those great teams of the 2000s. He, along with Brian Dawkins, were outspoken leaders that knew how to knock the opponent out of the game.
On 2nd and 10, and the pass underneath on the crossing pattern, and that is a reception, Des White. And Des White coming out.
You're going in, and Jeremiah Trotter just put a big hit on Des White right there.
Trotter was named to 4 Pro Bowls in Philly, recording 100-plus tackles in 5 of his 8 seasons with the team. Then came a brief 2-year stint in Washington before he came back home.
And here comes Jeremiah Trotter, who was an Eagle, then they let him go. He wanted too much money, and they bring him back, and he's been very impactful tonight.
First down, the toss to Jordan. Tackled in the backfield for a 6-yard loss. Jeremiah Trotter. 2nd and 8.
Breeze smothered by Jeremiah Trotter. That middle linebacker playing right up on the line of scrimmage and walked his way into a sack.
With Trotter back in the mix, the Eagles became a top 10 defense in 2004, reaching their first Super Bowl in 24 years. His legacy carries on in the city as his son dons the number 54 jersey as a linebacker with the Birds today.
Kaufman in the open field. No one's going to catch him, I don't believe. Napoleon Kaufman, touchdown.
Who remembers this guy? Napoleon Kaufman was a versatile weapon in his short career, producing for the Raiders in the late 90s. His 4.9 career yards per carry ranks top 10 all-time among backs with at least 900 attempts.
Napoleon Kaufman is in the backfield. He takes the handoff. And after eluding, Darren Thomas breaks into the clear. What moves by Kaufman all the way to the 41-yard line.
First down play for the Raiders from their own 42. Napoleon Kaufman gets the corner. Brown with a block. Kaufman down the sideline to the 10 and a touchdown.
Kaufman's quick feet made defenders grab at air. He averaged a league-best 5.8 yards per carry in 1996. His peak came in 1997, totaling nearly 1,700 yards from scrimmage, the focal point of the Raiders' offense that season.
Napoleon Kaufman. Great cut to the outside. Another great cut. Kaufman pushed out of bounds inside the 10.
Tim Brown in motion on 3rd and 3. The pitch to Kaufman. Changes direction.
Watch out.
Napoleon Kaufman's got plenty of room to run and some blockers.
Oh, he's got Bobby Horning out there with an excellent block.
75 yards for the touchdown.
He retired at the age of 27 after just 6 seasons, yet remains 5th on the Raiders' all-time rushing list.
Final play. Eason throws it up. It's hanging up in the end zone. They're all up in the air. And it's a touchdown. The Patriots have a touchdown. It's caught in the end zone. Irving Fryar has the ball.
Only one of 2 wide receivers to be drafted first overall, Irving Fryar put up sneaky good numbers over a prolonged career. He didn't have the same flash as Michael Irvin or the sheer dominance of Jerry Rice, but Fryar was a productive option for any passing attack he played in.
Long throw. Open man. Irving Fryar's going to go the distance and a perfect flat play.
He is a hard-working receiver. Runs every route to the fullest.
3rd and short, trying to get their first 3rd down conversion, and they go long down the sideline, and it is complete. Irving Fryar.
Just a simple streak pattern. Irving Fryar still possessing some of the best speed in the business.
Originally a New England Patriot, Fryar was a serviceable weapon for 9 seasons, but he only surpassed 1,000 receiving yards once. It was when he went to Miami in 1993 when he proved his worth as a top pick. With Dan Marino, he enjoyed the best stretch of his career, 2 Pro Bowl appearances in 3 years, ranking in the top 10 in receiving yards over that time.
On 3rd and 15, Marino looking deep, and he's got a man. Touchdown! Irving Fryar. Now Kirby pitches it back to Marino, who looks downfield to a wide open Fryar. It'll be touchdown pass number 4 for Dan Marino. Marino out of the gun. He's been deadly together. Touchdown pass of the day for Dan Marino. The 3rd one
for Irving Fryar.
Fryar carried the momentum into the back half of his career, enjoying 2 more Pro Bowl campaigns with the Eagles. In all, he played 17 seasons, finally retiring at the age of 38. Fryar finished with over 12,000 receiving yards, good enough for top 25 all-time.
Charles Tillman created the fumble.
He has such a canny ability to separate man from football.
The peanut punch.
That looked like a right hook.
The man behind the peanut punch, Charles Tillman, was a master at his craft, the only player in NFL history with 35 interceptions and 40 forced fumbles. Tillman could make your star running back fumble the game away and lock up your best receiver.
Culpepper towards the end zone, Moss fighting. Charles Tillman took it away from him. Tillman, the rookie, stealing it from Randy Moss and maybe stealing the victory from Minnesota as well.
Pressure again on Garcia. Throw back across the ball. This could be it. It will be it. Game, Bears, Charles Tillman.
In 2012 alone, Peanut forced 10 fumbles as a cornerback, all while leading the league in pick sixes. His signature performance came against the Titans, using his punch to force a record-tying 4 fumbles in a single game.
Stripped out of there by who else? Charles Tillman. Tillman again with a strip.
I can't think of another defensive player that is impacting the game the way this guy is right now.
I have never seen a player in one game have 4 forced fumbles.
Unbelievable!
With Brian Urlacher commanding the front 7 and Tillman in the secondary, Chicago caused the most turnovers in football from 2005 to 2012. A true pioneer at the position, he perfected his skill as much as any player in history.
Mitchell! Can he go 90? Touchdown! Are you kidding me?
Brian Mitchell rolls for a touchdown.
This guy just keeps piling up the yards, doesn't he?
Get this, Brian Mitchell has the second most all-purpose yards in NFL history. More than Emmett, Peyton, Fitzgerald, he sits only behind the great Jerry Rice. Technically listed as a running back, Mitchell recorded less than 5,000 yards from scrimmage in his 14-year career, but he was the most consistent return ace in history.
He fields at the 31. He reaches the 40. 69 yards. Brian Mitchell.
Landetta to punt to Brian Mitchell. Mitchell going to return it. To the 30, 35, breaks the tackle to 40. He may go. Renee Thompson giving chase. It's over. It's a touchdown for Mitchell.
There's a guy having some fun.
An All-Pro in 3 separate seasons in Washington, Mitchell was a key piece to their Super Bowl run in 1991. He remained one of the team's best weapons throughout the decade. Wasn't the flashiest, but Mitchell knew how to find a crease.
Tommy Hunt angling, and it's fielded by Mitchell, and he breaks it across the 40 to the 35 to 30. This could be Mitchell's 6th punt return touchdown. It is.
Fiegels gets up a high punt. Redskins, regardless, are going to get great field position out of this. Nice block, and there goes Mitchell. Inside the 35, and from behind, they don't get him. Touchdown.
He stayed in the NFC East his entire career, with stints in both Philly and New York. Mitchell never really lost a step either, still putting up numbers at age 35. 1,600 plus all-purpose yards in 9 of his final 10 seasons. Old reliable.
From the 32, Rodney Peete. Big rush, down he goes. There's the steal. Casey Hampton busting through from his nose tackle position for the 5th sack of the game for the Steeler defense.
An unsung hero of those dominant Steeler defenses, big Casey Hampton plugged up rushing lanes as good as any nose tackle of his time. Listed at 325 pounds, you needed 2 linemen to block him at all times.
Second down and goal. Drops the ball. Covered by the Steelers. Stripped by Casey Hampton.
And who would think a nose tackle would make a play like that?
Hampton's play was paramount to Pittsburgh's defense. No team gave up fewer yards on the ground during his 12 years in the league. Hampton was a stalwart on 3 separate teams that reached the Super Bowl. The big man was named to 5 Pro Bowls along the way.
First down from the Steelers' 20. Rashard Lee hops over one lineman. Really nothing there. It's a loss of 2.
Casey's still talking about it on 2nd and 1. Castle pulls it down and then he goes down. And Casey Hampton came right through.
Staying in the game, though, as the second set of eyes for Tommy Turner, his replacement. And they throw him down. That is Casey Hampton.
Like the great nose tackles of all time, Hampton's stats won't wow you, but that came with the job. Ask any teammate about his impact, and they'll be singing his praises.
Well-organized bunch here at Tampa Bay. Maybe not on the field today. There it is to Giles, and he has that one. That's a touchdown. They got it to Jimmie Giles.
I'm sure that was their plan going into the game, to get the ball to Jimmie Giles.
When tight end Jimmie Giles got to the Buccaneers in 1978, the team wasn't known for their pass attack, or really scoring at all for that matter. Tampa went a combined 2-26 in its first 2 seasons, ranking dead last in nearly every offensive metric. With the addition of Giles, the Bucs finally had a downfield weapon that helped turn the franchise in the right direction.
Jimmie Giles, a dangerous tight end, still on his feet to the 15. He rolls out, throws deep intended for Giles. Giles makes the catch and has a touchdown. Jimmie Giles, that remarkable tight end, comes down with the football and scores.
A 4-time Pro Bowler, Giles was dynamic after the catch and in the red zone. When Tampa reached its first NFC Championship in 1979, no player on the team caught more touchdowns.
Williams. And it's in the end zone. Touchdown. Taken by Giles. Giles for the touchdown.
Jimmie Giles scores his 7th touchdown of the year. A beautiful pass. He beat the safety man to man and made a fine diving catch.
Giles ranked in the top 10 in catches, yards, and touchdowns among tight ends in the 1980s. His athleticism and ball skills previewed how the tight end position would evolve in the years to come.
They haven't tried to run by Kyle yet. I think somewhere along the line they're going to try to do that. Here it is.
And the ruling is incomplete. Dennis Smith came over, the safety man, and helped out. He's number 49, and he is a heck of an athlete.
Before Hall of Famer Steve Atwater arrived in Denver, it was Dennis Smith exerting his will on opponents. Drafted in 1981, Smith was one of the team's most valuable players during their Super Bowl runs in the late 80s. He excelled in coverage and wasn't afraid to lower the shoulder.
Number 49 rattles his cage. Oh my.
It is returned by Mecklenburg.
Smith ranks top 10 in combined tackles by a safety, and Denver's 126 wins over his career were 5th most in the NFL. Smith came up large in the most crucial moments. Take the 1989 AFC Championship as proof.
Down the middle, a wobbly pass, intercepted by Dennis Smith. And he's down at the 32-yard line. With 7 minutes to go, and Cleveland down by 13. Kozar, incomplete, intercepted. Dennis Smith at the 45. Running back, he's running out of gas. He's down at the 47-yard line, but Dennis Smith, 3-time Pro Bowler from Southern California, and that may be the fatal blow for Cleveland.
Smith and Atwater made the Pro Bowl together 3 different times, forming the best safety tandem in all of pro football.
There's the fake, and Montana throws, and at the goal line, it's incomplete. Tim Barnett was hit by Dennis Smith, and Smith dislodged it and perhaps saved the touchdown.
No one hits harder than the 2 safeties for the Denver Broncos. If you follow them, you've heard it over and over, but it's a fact. They're like linebackers playing in the safety.
And it's Hill 2nd and 5. Oh, Dennis Smith, the veteran coming up from safety to just give him a good taste of shoulder pad.
Smith was long retired by the time Denver finally reached the mountaintop, but he was crucial to building that winning culture.
Rice has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana. Touchdown, John Taylor. John Taylor, who sells cars in the offseason for Reggie Jackson, has just hit the home run for the 49ers.
When you hear the name John Taylor, Joe Montana's signature moment in Super Bowl 23 may come to mind. But Taylor was more than just a guy in that 49ers dynasty. Both a Pro Bowl return man and a downfield threat, Taylor could burn you in a variety of ways.
McIyer came flying in, but he gets a good kick away, and Taylor fields the ball at the 5-yard line, which is unusual to begin with. Not recommended, however, he breaks from the pack, and he has blocking. And Taylor, all alone, is going to go all the way. 95 yards, touchdown.
John Taylor, all individually, made a miss. Give him the credit.
To stay in the game as Taylor makes the catch, eludes Irvin, eludes Newman, chased by Kelm. Down the sidelines he goes. He ran 92 for a touchdown before. He's in again.
He made the 1980s All-Decade team on special teams despite being drafted in 1986. As Taylor developed, it became easy to see how Rice's game rubbed off on him. Spectacular after the catch, with an ability to turn a 20-yard gain into a long touchdown.
1st and 10, 49ers their own 39-yard line. Pass is caught by Taylor. He could be gone. 61-yard touchdown.
Bouncing around, it's John Taylor. Shakes free. Taylor has to beat Stewart. It's a race to the end zone, and Taylor tight ropes. Hold on, they give it to him. Touchdown, John Taylor. What a run. 76 yards.
Taylor went over 1,000 yards receiving in both 1989 and 1991. He averaged over 16 yards per catch for his career. Taylor was a San Francisco lifer and won 3 Super Bowls in the 49ers' heyday.
Look out! Sacked again! Brad Van Pelt got through there and took him down.
Intercepted by Van Pelt.
In the words of Bill Parcells, you can never have enough linebackers. The Giants' defenses of the 80s were headlined by Lawrence Taylor and Harry Carson. But before either arrived in New York, Brad Van Pelt was causing havoc for Big Blue.
Hart throws. Batted up in the air. Picked off by Brad Van Pelt. Van Pelt just ducks his head, comes back to the 25. And the Giants take it over.
Van Pelt moved from safety to linebacker and soon became one of the best Giants of the 1970s. Standing 6'5", he used his rare build to play the pass just as well as the run. From 1976 to 1980, Van Pelt made 5 straight Pro Bowls at outside linebacker, despite being on a team struggling to win.
Bounces off Puget, and Van Pelt gets the rebound. Van Pelt away from Tyson, away from a couple more to the 38, so the Giants will take it over.
Sievers intercepted. And that one right into the waiting arms of Brad Van Pelt, his 17th career interception.
With LT's arrival in 1981, Van Pelt slipped under the radar, but his experience and leadership was indispensable on Parcells' defenses. Van Pelt's impact on the G-men's turnaround cannot be understated.
Flacco pumps him, going to go deep and has a man open, and it is picked off inside the 5-yard line by Antoine Bethea.
He comes down, lands hard, but he's able to make a play on the ball because it's underthrown.
Green's pass intercepted. Bethea out of bounds after picking off Trent Green for the second time today.
It's tough to make a name for yourself on defense when Peyton Manning was running the show on the other side, but while the Sheriff was producing gaudy performances, guys like Dwight Freeney, Robert Mathis, and safety Antoine Bethea chipped in to make the Colts the winningest team of the 2000s.
With an empty backfield, plants the feet, launches it long for Stallworth, and it is picked off. Bethea has the interception. Bethea with his 3rd interception of the season and giving Brady just his 3rd pick of the year.
You know, everybody talks about what a big hitter Bob Sanders is, but Antoine Bethea, not only can he run, but he can hit like this. They have intimidating safeties in the back. You come inside on that slant, and Bethea just simply knocks him out.
Bethea was a true hybrid, making Pro Bowls at both free and strong safety. More impressive when you realize he was competing with Ed Reed and Troy Polamalu on the ballot. Bethea is also one of 5 players in NFL history with 25 interceptions and 1,300 tackles.
Bruce went to the Pro Bowl. Milloy's been to a few. And that is a fumble after Algie Crumpler loses the football, and it is run back by Keontae Dawson. Bethea hit Crumpler, and that created the fumble.
It out from the free safety spot, and that's a loss of 1.
He's most famous for his time as a Colt, but Bethea was a key contributor for the 49ers, Cardinals, and Giants.
On a 3rd and 4. Rivers double pumps. Intercepted! Antoine Bethea! It's a pick 6! And it's a 49-yard return for the touchdown.
At the age of 35, Bethea started all 16 games in what would be his final season. One of the most underrated pass rushers of the 90s, Robert Porcher was a hidden gem for the Detroit Lions.
Griffin back to throw again, and down he goes. In the arms of Porcher.
That was a great rush by Porcher. Watch him here. Porcher just goes boom, makes a little move back, and he's right on Mark Rippon. This guy is a good-looking pass rusher.
Yeah, he is quick.
He's the team's all-time official leader in sacks and never wore another uniform in his career. From 1996 to 2001, only Michael Strahan got to the quarterback more than Porcher.
Harbaugh goes down again. Sack number 8. Porcher has 3.5.
Jets after the punt from their own 30. O'Donnell.
Hit! Blindside by Porcher, and that gives him 12.5 sacks this year.
He tallied 95.5 career sacks and was named to 3 Pro Bowls. Porcher, a consistent force during one of the franchise's most successful eras.
Pittman stopped in the backfield. Robert Porcher gonna have none of that.
He was finally inducted into the Lions Ring of Honor in 2025.
Here is the kickoff. It is low and driving and taken by Montgomery. It is 1. He comes to the 5, 10, 15, 20, cuts to his left to the 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 10, 5, touchdown Montgomery. A 99-yard touchdown by Wilbert Montgomery.
From 1961 to 1977, no team lost more games than the Eagles. In 1977, Philadelphia drafted Wilbert Montgomery in the 6th round, and boy, what a steal. The unknown back out of Abilene Christian helped get the franchise off the mat.
Excellent run by Wilbert Montgomery, who had no place to go. He was hit 2 or 3 times. Wilbert again showing that exceptional balance. To Montgomery off tackle. Up the middle goes Montgomery, touchdown. And he sees through for the touchdown. Wilbert Montgomery off that left side like a blur.
From 1978 to 1981, Montgomery only trailed a trio of Hall of Fame backs in total rushing yards, 2 All-Pro teams in that span, while competing against Walter Payton, Earl Campbell, and Tony Dorsett. He totaled over 2,000 yards from scrimmage in 1979, then ran his way to a Super Bowl appearance the next year.
Jaworski gives off inside, running with Montgomery up the right side. Left 30, 25, 20, 15, 10.
Wilbert Montgomery now is the deep back of the eye, and it's Montgomery with the ball. And with the room to go, Montgomery might go. Wilbert Montgomery, touchdown Philadelphia. 42 yards by Montgomery, straight ahead.
His signature performance came in the 1980 NFC Championship, where Montgomery totaled 208 yards from scrimmage in a beatdown against the rival Cowboys. He finished with over 6,500 rushing yards as an Eagle and was the driving force behind the team's resurgence.
Bledsoe gonna run it. Needs 10 yards. Oh, does he hit? Oh my!
And the ball, they're going to actually, it looks like they're going to rule that a fumble. And oh, look at Drew.
Ellis from behind, and then Mo Lewis charging in with the shoulder from the side.
And Dick, key word you just said, shoulder. He hit him with the shoulder.
When you hear the name Mo Lewis, everyone's mind goes straight to the hit on Drew Bledsoe and the beginning of the Brady era. But this middle linebacker was so much more than just that. For 13 years, he was the face of the Jets defense.
First quarter with no score. Milloy swings it off. Lewis will go all the way.
On 2nd and 7, Bledsoe looks to Allen out of the backfield, and he is hit back at the 15-yard line by Mo Lewis.
One of the most gifted linebackers in the National Football League.
Lewis exemplified the trend of big, hard-hitting linebackers that were featured on every team in the 90s and 2000s. He made 2 All-Pro teams and ranked in the top 5 for combined tackles from 1991 to 2003.
The fake to Stewart. That doesn't fool Lewis, and the sack back at the 47. Lewis first, Cox second, go blowing through for a huge sack.
Manning back to work on offense. Pulls it down, and he goes down. Mo Lewis.
In New York's improbable run to the AFC Championship in 1998, Lewis was the backbone of the league's second-ranked scoring defense, a true fan favorite in the Big Apple, and a guy who should be talked about more. From 1974 to 1977, no player in football had more catches than running back Lydell Mitchell. Yes, that's including wide receivers. Nearly 50 more receptions than Drew Pearson, who led that position.
Baltimore, good protection. Wide open is Mitchell. Mitchell will score. Touchdown. The big plays have been missing the last 3 games, and the 2 guys who can make them, Jones and Mitchell, team up.
Mitchell was one of the first backs to be relied upon in the passing game. But don't sleep on his rushing ability either. Contrary to most receiving backs today, Mitchell was a power runner, a bruiser who had 3 straight Pro Bowl seasons with over 1,700 yards from scrimmage.
Hand off to Lydell Mitchell. He dives. Touchdown, Baltimore.
In 1976, Baltimore had the best offense in football, averaging almost 30 points per game. And while Burt Jones won MVP, Mitchell tallied the most touches in the league. He outdid himself in the following season with 372 total touches, also tops in the NFL.
Lydell Mitchell goes in from the end zone after they brought Tom Mitchell in to provide double tight end blocking, and the Colts get their 2nd touchdown of the day.
Mitchell averaged nearly 1,500 yards from scrimmage per year from 1973 to 1978, and remember, most of those were 14-game seasons. He'll never be discussed with the best backs of the 70s, but at his peak, there was no one more versatile.
Pump fake. Wallace picked off. Nick Collins. Nick Collins on the return inside the 10, leaps for the touchdown. And a 37-yard return for the touchdown. Nick Collins, a Pro Bowler.
Nick Collins is known best for making Ben Roethlisberger pay in Super Bowl 45, but he was an elite ball hawk for the Pack and a career cut too short. From 2008 to 2010, he had as many interceptions as Troy Polamalu, more return yards than teammate Charles Woodson, and the same number of pick sixes as Ed Reed.
Through the hands of Wayne and intercepted. Here comes Green Bay. It's Collins cutting back, and now bounds open alley for the touchdown. Nick Collins.
Starting at their own 45 for Ron. Throws, and he's picked off for the 3rd time. This time it's Nick Collins. He's looking for the end zone. Flying saucer, the only shot at him. Touchdown, Green Bay.
A high IQ safety that got even more dangerous with the ball in his hands, Collins scored 6 defensive touchdowns in his career, including playoffs. He was named to 3 straight All-Pro teams in his final 3 healthy seasons.
On first down, flea flicker. Back to Flacco. He looks downfield. A lot of Packers down there. Intercepted by Collins. 2 takeaways and a lot of room to run. Now he runs into the middle there in midfield. He comes back to the outside. He had half the field. But Nick Collins has a fumble recovery and a pick in the first quarter.
3rd and 7. Far back. Favre over the middle. Favre has it picked off. Collins Collins intercepts it at the 20-yard line.
While it seemed he was ascending into his prime, Collins suffered a career-ending neck injury just 2 games into the 2011 season.
Second down from the 45. And picked off by Armstead. Jessie Armstead with the return. Down the sideline. Goodbye, no flags, touchdown.
Yet another great linebacker from the Giants. This time it's LT's successor in the Big Apple. And while those are impossible shoes to fill, Jessie Armstead became a legend himself with his play on the field.
4th sack, Jessie Armstead. That is the 4th sack tonight.
George, the man on him, he's pulled down, the ball is loose, and the Raiders just recover it.
They went out to help out on Strahan, and nobody stays in to pick up the blitzing linebacker, Armstead.
Along with Michael Strahan, the duo became the engine of New York football throughout the 90s. From 1997 to 2001, Strahan and Armstead combined for 6 All-Pro teams, and the team ranked 3rd in sacks in that span.
McNabb on 4th down, sacked by Jessie Armstead. 3rd sack of the game for the Giants. The blitz was on and Armstead got him.
Is down by Jessie Armstead.
That was a heck of a blitz by Jessie Armstead by waiting, not hitting that hole right away.
Armstead led the NFL in tackles for loss in 1999. The following season, New York reached Super Bowl 35 with the help of a top 5 scoring defense. Armstead was unblockable at his best and deserves to be mentioned among the all-time greats in franchise history.
Wide open down the middle of the field. It is caught inside the 5. Touchdown to Mike Wallace, the rookie.
Wallace!
Mike Wallace is among a deep collection of great receivers drafted by Pittsburgh. He's not in the same tier as A.B. or Hines Ward, but Wallace utilized blazing speed to be Big Ben's top target in the early 2010s.
And launching it for Wallace, and it's difficult to overthrow him unless it's in the Super Bowl. Touchdown, and another 100-yard game.
As a DB, you couldn't afford any separation with that guy. Wallace could score from anywhere on the field. He's the only receiver in NFL history to notch 95-yard touchdowns from scrimmage for 2 different teams.
Gonna throw for it, gonna go deep. Mike Wallace is open. He got him. Wallace, touchdown.
Good hands, Mike Wallace, stiff arm. Wallace has got speed. Mike Wallace down the sideline, a complete foot race. Wallace going all the way. Touchdown, Baltimore. Mike Wallace, track-like.
Wallace averaged over 17 yards per catch in a 4-year stint with Pittsburgh. His best season came in 2010 with over 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns as the team reached Super Bowl 45. As he got older, the explosive playability never went away.
Tannehill rolling for Mike Wallace. He got it! Touchdown Dolphins!
Flacco puts a man under it, has his man, it's caught! Mike Wallace, and he's in for the Ravens touchdown!
He racked up 10 scores with Miami in 2014, then broke 1,000 yards again with Baltimore in 2016. Very few defenders in history burst onto the scene quite like Erik McMillan.
Marino throws over the middle. It's deflected, intercepted. Running with the ball with McMillan along the left side. Breaks away from one man and another along the far sideline. All the way. Touchdown. Touchdown. McMillan.
Drafted by the Jets in 1988, the rangy corner picked off 8 passes, winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. From 1988 to 1991, McMillan tied for the 2nd most interceptions in all of football.
Blitz. And Trudeau has a pick off on McMillan, and he will go all the way. No flags. 3rd and 12, and it's intercepted. Erik McMillan goes all the way.
In his first 4 seasons, he scored 7 defensive touchdowns, far and away the most in the NFL. The struggling Jets needed all the points they could get, and McMillan's 3 touchdowns in 1989 alone were good for 4th most on the team.
Hayward, he gets the leather, and off goes
Ironhead Hayward. He coughs it up. The Jets have the ball. Erik McMillan, who specializes in taking it the distance, is on the run. It's a live play. Brett Perriman, the last man with a shot at him, and Erik McMillan goes the distance.
Bono's pass caught by Craig. He fumbles. The Jets have it. Erik McMillan will run it in.
Despite his hot start, McMillan never returned to the Pro Bowl after his second year and was out of the league by 1993. At his best, he was a must-see attraction that could turn any game on its head within seconds.